All right. I want to welcome everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Blessings to everyone. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to, especially like right now, Thanksgiving. Um, it's been a long ride, long 50 years for me, and I just wanted to come on here and give my thanks this Thanksgiving. This is a different Thanksgiving. Usually we are on Clubhouse and everybody's giving their thanks, their gratitude. And don't get me wrong, I'm giving mine as well, but I want to do this different this year. And after this, most likely I will go back to Clubhouse um, and get with the family, the group, and because 'tis the season. There's a lot of people losing loved ones, a lot of people losing direction, a lot of people not even understanding. I used to be one of those people that didn't understand. I used to be one of those people that thought that, I had to go all of the time and, just go be around people. And then life happened. As people say, life be lifing. Life happened, and when life happened, I had to sit down and understand that a lot of the things that I was doing, a lot of the people that I was running for, those were the wrong people, though, and that's the reason why a lot of things started to happen. As we say, life be lifing, but sometimes life be lifing because we don't be choosing the right direction. We don't be choosing the right path. So the choices that we make is what caused a lot of life to be lifing. I'm thankful to be here. Again, I'm grateful to be here. I'm thankful that God came and changed my life because of the way that my life used to be. No one believed in me, and you know what? Truth be told, I didn't even believe in myself. So I'm thankful that I was able to get my life back. And self-care awareness is what we talk about every Saturday on Clubhouse at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So the thing about taking your life back, the thing about loving yourself, I'm thankful that I learned to love myself. My younger days, I thought that I used to love myself. That wasn't love. That was working on a program. The program told me to take care of everyone else. The program told me to do this for everyone else. But what about Suelo? Now I'm gonna say, what about Consuelo? What about Suelo? Who was taking care of me? I'm thankful that I learned that I wasn't loving myself. I'm thankful that I learned to love myself and put myself first. Self-care awareness is not selfish. It's loving yourself first so you can learn to love others and others can love you. Because if you don't love yourself first, no one can love you because you don't even understand who you are, whose you are. Until we get that, until we learn whose we are and whose we are, no one else can love us because we're going around being someone that they told us to be. They they tell you, they told me, well, go do this. They told me to do that. And the whole time I'm doing what they told me to do, I'm now living a life that God didn't call me to do. I'm living a life that they want me to live. And now I'm more confused because I'm not doing what I was called to do. I'm grateful. I'm thankful that I learned that my voice is still my voice. I'm thankful that I learned to set boundaries. I'm thankful that my boundaries removed people from my life that were not meant for my life. They were just trying to use me. And I didn't understand that. I just thought that they were being there, but that was not it. I'm thankful. This is my Thanksgiving give back to my Father and Savior for those that don't even understand what this journey has been like for 50 years. It's been It's been hell, especially when you came from a family that told you that they didn't even want you. You was even, you was a mistake. You was not supposed to be here. All of these things, and you keep going. You don't give up, as Jahan said. Don't give up. Keep going. And I see someone has uh joined, but I'm trying to see how to get this person up here. Okay, hold on. Let's see. And here we go. There we go. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome,
Happy
welcome. How you doing, Miss
Thanksgiving.
Marie?
Thank you for having me. Happy Thanksgiving, Swallow.
And how you doing, Miss Betty? I see Miss Betty said hi. Miss Betty Garcia. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm just, giving my thanks. I don't know when you came in. I don't know what all you heard. So yeah. Like I
I,
said, I'm just go ahead.
I just came in.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, I was just saying that, I'm thankful that basically that I'm here. I'm thankful that I didn't give up. I'm thankful for people that gave up on me, but I didn't give
Mhm,
up on myself.
mhm,
That's what I'm saying. That's where I am in my life. I'm thankful that I can sit alone because I used to think that I always had to go, 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 go. But then that's what I was saying. But then I lost myself because that's what they always wanted me to do. Well, doing what they wanted me to do, I lost myself. I lost my ability to even love myself. And then when I learned that I wasn't even loving myself, I had to sit down and be alone and just understand that, you know, it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to set boundaries. It really is. And when people want to say, "Oh, well, there's something wrong with you because you're always alone." I'm not lonely. I'm alone for a reason. I'm alone because I'm working on myself. I'm alone because I understand my purpose. And we all have purpose. And I'm thankful that I do understand my purpose. You know what? Love you too, the life on purpose. Because we all have a purpose, Miss Maria. And that's the whole thing. We all have a purpose. And when people say, I love you to death, don't love me to death because that really happens. Miss Marie, you know how I am about that. You've been on
mhm.
Clubhouse with me for what, two and
What?
a half years now, maybe, I
Yeah,
guess.
God, yeah. At least that.
Yeah. Yeah. Love you to life on purpose too, Miss Betty. Y'all just like I said, it's all about loving yourself. And like I said, loving yourself is not it's not selfish. Again, I'm thankful I came from a family that told me that I was a mistake. I wasn't supposed to be born. This is for the people that feel because of where they came from that they have to live a certain life. You don't have to live a certain life because of the life that was given to you. What I really need people to understand is thank you, Miss Maria. What I really need people to understand is if you have air or when you have air in your lungs, when you have life, regardless of whether you can walk, regardless of whether you can talk, you have a purpose. We all have a purpose. The program that they instilled in a lot of us, that's not what God called us to do. Understand that we have work to do, and it's not being what they told us. What they told us about, well, you know what? You got to use what you got to get what you want. I am so sick and tired of that. The modern day, as they call it, human trafficking. Well, we used to call it prostitution. I'm so thankful and grateful that I didn't have to go through any of that. I'm thankful and grateful that I don't judge people. So when I see them, I can still give them love and I can still tell them it's a better way, it's a better path. And I can still show them unconditionally. It's not sometimes, well, listen, I'm thankful that I learned that a lot of times the things that we say to people is what keeps them stuck in the very things that we want them out of. If they're stuck in addiction, we can't keep bashing them. Stop trying to send people to rehab. Rehab doesn't work. Love on them, pray with them, pray for them. It's all of those things. It's about unconditional love. When we want things to change, we have to show unconditional love. I'm thankful that I understand that. I'm grateful that I also understand that it's not me. I can only change me. I can only work on myself, and the only thing I can do is tell my story to let everyone else know that we all have a purpose, and we just have to keep going. And yes, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, and thank you. Thank you. So Miss Marie, you are here,
I'm here.
and
Believe it.
yeah, it's been a while since we've been on the stage together, and yeah, like I said, I want to say happy Thanksgiving and give my thanks and my gratitude for life, because just a couple of weeks ago I was basically fighting for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still here because I didn't give up. Even though the doctor said, we're just going to send you home for you to be, comfortable, and there's nothing else we could do for you. But the devil is alive, because I have to keep going. I have to keep going. The way your mind is, no matter what people say, because like I said, my whole family counted me out on both sides, because like I said, my mother wasn't supposed to have me. So since she wasn't supposed to have me, I was a mistake and they counted me out. So my whole life went like, me going against everybody, because I didn't fit in. I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I just kept going and I didn't stop. I'm thankful that I didn't give up. If I gave up, I wouldn't have met you, Miss Marie. I wouldn't have met my brother Jay.
Yeah.
And Jay's been right there with me the whole 4 years, ever since I got on Clubhouse. And again, when people tell you that you cannot, it's okay, because I made a shirt. The shirt that I made, it says, "God's plan, not man's."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So as long as we know that we have a purpose, as long as we know we have a destiny, as long as we know that no one can stop us, the only one that can stop us is us. I'm thankful that I do know that, because I didn't know that in the beginning. I did not. I kept allowing what they said, which was my family. Oh, I don't want you to do that. Oh, I don't like when you do this. And a lot of us do that in raising children. We do that as parents, because they always say, don't do this, don't do that. I don't like that. But it's okay, Miss Maria. You can come back and watch it later. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but anyway, I lost my train of thought at that point. But Miss Marie,
How do
y-
I open the screen? Because I'm
that's
on my phone.
because you're on the phone. That's how it is.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, and I'm on my phone as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Question. That's why I got kicked
yeah.
out of here because I was trying to see if I could open the screen and then I guess I left. I exited instead of opening.
Gotcha, gotcha. So like I said, I'm just here being thankful, just
Mm-hmm.
being yeah. And you kicked yourself. Oh well, no, you're still there. I don't know what happened, but I hear there you are. But like I said, just being thankful, just being grateful for everything. That I could have not been here. I could have lost my life a long time ago, because 1989. I'm actually a victim of police brutality, which a lot of people they don't know that, they don't understand that. But yeah, the police threw me out in the field to die, and I was only what 13, 14 years old at that time. And yeah, so I'm very thankful and I'm grateful that I've survived. I've conquered a lot of weapons that they couldn't form. They just could not form. So
That's true.
yeah,
I'm very happy you made it because had you not, your ministry, your life is a ministry, your life is a testimony, and you had to make it so you could testify and share with others, and encourage others. So I'm glad this morning when I called you, I was saying that how I'm thankful because, just most recently you was sick and everything that's been going on. I thank God that you made it. So this Thanksgiving hit differently. I'm happy. I'm
yeah.
very thankful for this Thanksgiving. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, it's I'm very thankful. I sat in here today and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm just gonna be thankful. I'm just gonna be grateful that I can sit alone. Because like I said, I didn't know how to sit alone. I used to think that I had to be around people. I used to think that it had to be, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for friends. But when you're used to being around people and especially the way my phone rings sometimes, I'm like, I just need some time. And I'm overcoming the sickness, the illness and everything. And oh, wait a minute. Who is it? Did you wanna I don't know who this is. Who Hey, how you doing? How
Good. How
you
y'all
doing?
doing?
I'm good. Happy Thanksgiving. I saw somebody pop in and I just added you to the stage. I was like, maybe I should have asked first. Yeah, but all right,
Happy
all right.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm just talking about, the things I'm thankful for. Being thankful because we didn't have to be here. We didn't have to be here. Nobody's promised today. Nobody's promised the next hour. Nobody's promised tomorrow. And with, like I said, with the way that I was counted out by both sides of my family, you know, um, I'm grateful that I didn't give up. I'm so grateful that I didn't give up because I wouldn't have met people, like I said, Miss Marie, I wouldn't have met you. And I even came out to Florida, and hung out with you for a little while, like I said, Clubhouse,
Oh
has
yeah.
yeah, Clubhouse has been a blessing, and it really, I'm just thankful for the change. I'm grateful and thankful for the change that everyone said that was not possible, because of my bloodline, and it's sad when your own family says, they count you out because of your dad or the male side of your family. Well, look, mama, guess what? You the one was with him. So he couldn't have been that bad when you were with him. You was married to him. Well, but then she did divorce him after she found out. I'm telling my story. This is a little bit of my story. And because we be on Clubhouse and everything is, not recorded, and that's for everybody else's safety. But this is my story. This is what I need to tell so y'all can even understand where Swalo came from and how grateful I am that y'all are even a part of my change and my transformation because it wasn't like that. And I know this is gonna be a short period of time that we're gonna be on here, but because we gonna move it to Clubhouse too. But like I said, this right here, it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. So thankful to have people like you in my life. All of y'all, everybody all around the world, my Clubhouse family, thankful that y'all said, you know what, Swalo, we believe in you. Thankful, Joy, you gave me my first podcast equipment. You did. You did. You did. You did that. You got me my very, very first podcast equipment because you believed in me. This is something you said, you know what? I see it. I see you doing that. And I'm thankful that you pushed me into it. I'm still lacking a little bit from time to time, because I still try to get out there still getting out there in the community and stuff. Got to get
Right.
back to the podcasting. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Miss Marie because she's always in Clubhouse, saying, Swalo, be careful, but I know you got it. You've been coming this far. And actually, what I'm grateful for when it comes to Miss Marie is I'm grateful that I can see the change in her that she sees, well, that she learned from me, which is the unconditional love. Because can I say a little bit? Can I say, oh, Miss Marie, you could tell your own. You could tell your own. I'm thankful.
You could share what your from your point of view, because I'm still with family and there's noise in the background, so I've been muting myself on and off. But I am thankful from the change that I'm seeing in me, in all of us, like those of us who stayed connected. And I'm one of those people, I believe in sharing with people. Eddie Mama, sharing with people what you seeing, because sometimes when we're the one who's changing, you don't see it, you don't recognize it, you don't notice it, because it's little changes at a time. But I shared with you one of the things that I learned over the last 2 years, mainly from you, and I had and Jahan and one more person. I'm learning to meet people where they're at, respect who they are. When people show you who they are, believe them, but unconditional, meeting people where they are. And I'm learning not to be judgmental, because in the body of Christ, I believe a lot of people are judgmental, and it's not for us to judge people, or or you don't have a hell to put people in, or things like that. So I'm grateful to be able to learn and experience that, and you've been patient. You've been loving, and when I have a question, if I come to you, you'll explain things to me. So I appreciate that. You've been very transparent with me, and a lot of times people show you who the part of them that they want you to see. So thank you for that, because I'm learning and I'm growing, and
Well,
basically from our relationship. Thank you.
you're welcome, and I thank you. That was the one thing I was gonna say that I've noticed that you did learn is the judgmental part. Is because I know when you first started coming in the space on Clubhouse is when you were telling me that you were judgmental, but now you have unconditional love. It's like you understand because like it's not our place. It's not our place. And once we start working on ourselves, once we start loving on ourselves, then we can look at people like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna pray for you. Or Joy says that a lot. Joy says that a
I'm gonna
lot.
put them on the prayer list. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
We're gonna put them on the prayer list, and we're gonna keep doing what we gotta do.
Yep. Yep. She says that a lot. So that's it. We lose our happiness, we lose our life, we lose our way when we put more thought and more effort into what everybody else is doing, what they're saying, what they're thinking, why they're doing it. It's just like I keep telling people, we don't understand why people are doing things because our mind is not wired the same way. We can't get it. We always say, well, I wonder why. Well, stop trying to wonder why, because that's not your mind, that's not your life, that's not your way. So guess what? You won't ever figure it out. We have to, and I've been saying this a lot lately, mind your own business. That is the best way to do. Just don't get me wrong, help people. We need to help people, but just learn when it's not your business. Learn when to give it to God and stop trying to be God. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I learned to stay in my lane because my phone used to ring and I would pick up the phone and I would run down the highway and I would help everyone in my family. Everyone. And I don't even care how far I was going home. I was taking care of them because that's my family. That's my family. That's my family. Mine. I am not God. And you know what? My family would not even help me when I was going through cancer, stage 4 endometriosis, when I was going through homelessness, all this other stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't sleeping outside. I lost all of my belongings. I had a reset. That's what I had. I had a reset. I had to get back on the potter's wheel and get to spinning on that wheel so I can get shaped and molded and remember things. But now that I remember, I'm like, okay, everything happens for a reason. And here we are. I'm being thankful for everything, all the hell, the high waters, the trial, the tribulations, the closed doors, the no's, the I don't know, I'll call you back and don't call me back. I'm grateful for all of those days. I'm thankful. I was saying, why, Lord, why, God, why in the beginning? 14 years later, I understand why. And it's a beautiful thing because 14 years later, I can sit right here and we've been on here for almost 26 minutes. And I can talk about Thanksgiving, my Thanksgiving back to my Father and Savior, because He's the only person that didn't leave or forsake me. Everybody that I thought that I could count on turned their back on me. And then you know what He did? He blessed me with a whole new family and a whole new tribe. And here y'all are. I'm thankful that I didn't give up. This message is honestly for the people that want to give up, for the people that want to feel that it's nothing else better in life. Nothing better is coming. There's a lot better coming. And I have tears in my eyes talking about this right now because I almost gave up. I did. I almost gave up. I said, you know what? It's too much and I can't do it. But instead of me giving up, I kept moving. I kept pushing forward. I was introduced to this app called Clubhouse. And then I went in and God blessed me to form a beautiful tribe because I was obedient. He told me what to do. I was obedient and I kept saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And it's been over 3 years. So apparently it's working. And there's people to say self-care awareness. It's not selfish. It's the best thing in life that you can do because you learn to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself, you learn to love everyone else unconditionally. That's the same way God wants us to love everyone unconditionally so you can have a peaceful life. When we don't have a peaceful life, it's because we're not peaceful within. Y'all know the saying I have, the hate that you give is the hate that you live. If you give in hate and if you just always disrupted and disturbed, that's because you are not right yourself. Fix yourself. Self-care awareness. Love yourself. So yeah, we don't do these too long. And like I said, at some point I do want to get on Clubhouse. We've been doing the Thanksgiving rooms for 4 years and it kind of felt funny not to do it, but I also wanted to do this first. I wanted to be obedient because obedience trumps sacrifice. Sacrifice, it hurts. It makes you uncomfortable. It may add a little bit, it may subtract a little bit, but when you are obedient and you do what God tells you to do instead of what man tells you to do, God will multiply. He can multiply. Man can't multiply. If man does multiply, guess what? You just sold your soul for $1 bill because now you owe him. And now when that man calls you, guess what? Oh, well, I just say man, woman, or whatever. Well, did you remember that favor? You owe me. And sometimes it's not even that, but they just know that you owe them. And now you got to start jumping through hoops. Remember, God will provide. He will always give you what you need. And if you do what he asks you to do or what he tells you to do and being obedient, he'll also give you what you want too. That's your choice. That's your call. So I love being obedient because when I was sacrificing my life, I could never do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it because I always had to put my life on hold for them. But I took my life back. So with that being said, y'all, Miss Marie.
Well, one thing you said that I want to go back on is talking about, sorry, almost giving up and talking to the, no, I want some alcohol. Talking to the people who want to give up so they don't, because a lot of times I think it's important. I've dealt with friends who really, just a little bit like the cap for, I've dealt with friends who really went through it and suffered with different things where they really wanted to, give up on life. But I have to be honest, like, as hard as I've had it, I never really got to that point. Um, I have in the past suffered with depression, postpartum, and all kind of stuff. But it's more like I want to wake. I just want to go to bed. I just want to sleep it off. But I always had hope and knew that tomorrow, even if it was to get up tomorrow and go through it all over again, but I always had hope. And I think it's hopelessness that people get to a point where they want to, take their lives because they can imagine that things are gonna get any better. So I think God, I never was in that point of hopelessness. I've always had hope, but I like that you speaking to the people who feel like it's so bad that they want to give up. But I've always had a reason to hold on in there. As bad as it was, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep this off. And I have to sleep it off and just see for tomorrow. And I don't know if it's because I had my children, because some people have children and they feel like they can't take it. I don't know if it's because of my children. I always felt like, just hang in there. That didn't mean I thought tomorrow was going to be better. Some days I didn't think it was going to be better. But I'm like, you know what, one more day, one more day, one more day. So I thank you for sharing that, because there are some people out there who's going through it. And they feel hopeless and they need to hear it from someone who's been there, you know what I mean, that can relate to what they're going through. Because it's one thing to speak encouragement to someone, but it's something else to say, listen, this is what I experienced, and be genuine about it. I think you get to the heart of people like that. And I like that you're able to share your story and you're very genuine about it. You share as much as you willing to, but what you're sharing people can relate to. And I think it gives them, it pulls back. Thank you. It has a force field. That's what I'm feeling in my spirit right now. It has a force field, that a life force that pulls them back, telling them, you know what, hold on. And so I thank you for sharing that. And that's your ministry. And I thank you for the time. I thank God, because it's all God. Like, we know we have that conversation. I thank God for sending you that force field to ground you and keep you grounded, to say, you know what, one more day, one more day. Because some people, thank you, Holy Spirit. Some people just don't have that force field, Suelo and Queen E. Some people don't have it. They don't have that force field that makes us rooted and hold on in there, even though those storms coming and things are happening, but something's holding you grounded. God is keeping you, strengthening you, and tomorrow you're gonna sleep it off and try again tomorrow. Some people just don't have that, and I think that's why it is so not easy, because I don't think it's easy for someone to make that decision, but I think that that's how they can go there when we don't even cross that, because we have that force field holding us. That's what I have in my spirit. So when I pray for those who don't have a relationship with God, who don't know about God, not just don't know, because a lot of people, even if they grew up in different religions that don't talk of God, but they feel a connection. They call it universe. I mean, different people call it different things, but some people feel connected and they just can't put their finger on it. But some people don't have that connection, and that's why they're able to be blown all over the place and they lose it. And it's like, what the hell? What do I have to look forward to? And then it pushes them to the point, it overtakes them, and that they take their lives. I said a lot, but this is what the process that I was thinking in my mind, because sometimes you see, what would make somebody do that? They don't have that force field, they don't have that anchor that we have, that we've had, even though we didn't know what it was growing up. So thank you for bringing that to Clubhouse, Suelo. And again, like I said, our relationship, even like from the beginning, but you've always, and I thank you for having an open door policy, to the point that you answer questions for me. Whatever questions I have, if I come respectively, honestly, you're going to answer and you're going to help me to understand, those who are not in the same community as I am, those who don't have the same beliefs or understanding as I am. Because a lot of people assume, because the person is, um, you know, have a different, what's the word? Oh my goodness. because the person is LGBT, because the person is this, because the person is that, or different religion even, that they don't believe in God or they don't have a relationship with God. No, and that's assuming. And you know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of me and out of you. And I'm learning that because I've met people who worship differently. They didn't worship a different God. I'm not going to say that, but they worship differently. And then when you talk to them and you start talking about God or whatever God is to them, and you're like, okay, you have a connection. Maybe you just haven't, you don't have the clarity of it yet. You know what I mean? And they have a respect. They have an honor for that, for that connection. So I thank God for that. And you feel it when you're talking to people. You can feel the connection even though you may not know what it is. That's what it is. It's God's spirit, right? And I think I've said a lot. I'm gonna yield. Thank you. And hello, Queen E. Nice to meet you.
Nah, you're okay. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Sway.
Oh no, I was just telling Miss Marie she was okay. Uh yeah, look, I wanna thank you for that. And it's not easy. This is really not easy. Just being honest, and open. Because again, Miss Marie, when you first came in, there was judgment. And that's what you have to get past. You have to be able to get past the judgment. And once you are able to get past the judgment, be thankful. And before I pass the mic over, the one thing I did have to say about when I called on my family and they were saying no, I'm really grateful that they did. In the beginning, I was upset and I was mad. And this is something I want people to understand too. When people say no, they're not saying no to hurt you. They're saying no to help you. They're saying no so you can stand on your own 2 feet. You can get your own relationship with God and you can learn how to survive with no one except for God. Some people understand that you do have a purpose and they don't know how to deal with that. Some people are fearful because they know you have a purpose. This is my reality of my when I was sick, y'all, just a couple of weeks ago, and this is my first time saying it, and it's live. So this is for any and everyone to hear. So my reality is when they see that you are the one that stands up, stands out, speaks, and you don't have that fear, you walk by faith, you live by faith. Some people they want to have that and the envy sets in and you look at people and then you start to look at yourself like, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? There's nothing. There's nothing. That's for the people that want to know what's wrong with me. Why am I different? That's not the tribe. That's not the tribe for you. I'm thankful that I understand when I don't fit in, that's not the tribe for me. All right, Queen E, what you got for us?
Well, I like to keep it short and sweet. I really don't talk about stuff just to talk. You know me. So I guess what I'll say is that I'm grateful for grace. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful that He feels the need to challenge me every day because that's truly what a problem is. It's just a challenge. He's not going to give it to you unless He know you can pass it. That's just the automatic truth. The only thing that happens is you have to determine if you can pass it because He knows you can. And I truly believe that during those trying times is when it's most important to go to Him because He's going to be the only one that's always there, period. Day in, day out, every 24 hours, even when you ain't thinking about Him, He's thinking about you. And that's really the only person that you have. And I'm so grateful to have a connection with Him. He spanked me when I need to be spanked, excuse me. He put His arms around me when I need to be held. He wiped away my tears, let me know it's okay to cry. I mean, there's no better connection. And I truly believe that God put us here to help other people. How much you choose to help and in what capacity is all up to you. So I think like what Sway said, it's all about just knowing where you fit in. Not thinking that it's your job to save everybody. That's His job. You send them to Him. You don't do nothing in the meantime to, oh, well, maybe I can help you with this. No, maybe I could just send you to God. And once you talk to him, when you come back to me, you're going to be asking different questions. And that's how I'm going to know you took the time to make that bridge, because I had to take the time. Nobody going to get past that. And my line is authentic. It ain't no question about that. So when you get that vision from him and you encounter other people, you know, who come from different backgrounds and stuff like that, and that's all okay, because we're all here to be different. You know, but at least when you know, encounter those people, you know where to spend your energy. And that's truly what I'm most, most grateful for. I know, I think when we all started, we all thought that we was just, well, I got the answer to this, I got the answer to that. No, the hell you don't. You ain't got the answer to nothing. I mean, and once you relinquish that control, I feel like the energy just hit different. The stress is gone. You know, the need to put that mask on for everybody is gone. Because either you're going to love it or hate it, but either way, I'm going to keep it pushing. This time will be tomorrow. This is how I was yesterday. And God willing, I can grow a little bit more while I'm still here. So on this Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for everything that I have and that I don't have. I'm okay. We got food on the table. We got good drink around. Christmas trees, if that's what you do. But I just thank God for just keeping me. And like you both said, just put me in a circle of people who are meant to be around me, who I'm meant to be around, people that I can be a comfort to. Not just pick up the phone and I'm always dumping on you, or you pick up the phone and you always dumping on me. Because people that do that, they'll take advantage of you. Spend all the time on the phone talking to you about what they're doing, and even ask you how the hell your day going. And us as empathizers, because that's what we are, we're not sympathizers. But empathizers, we'll take that in and be like, okay, I'll take all this. And then next you know, your body start breaking down because you're taking on other people's problems. You got to be careful. Like you said, it's way self-care. It's vital. Because there are people out here who are spitting things out and don't even know what they're doing. Don't even know their power. They don't even know their power. They cause their own sickness on themselves and will sit here and try to ask you what's going on. And like you said, you don't need me, you need a mirror. You don't need me, you need God. You sick because that's all you pushing out. That's why you sick. Because you don't want to be healthy. You think it's easier to speak something negative than something positive. You think you got to be negative instead of just shutting your mouth. Thinking you always got to say something. You always got to be heard. I always got to be right. And your ass is always going to be sick, stuck in the corner with no friends. Talking about you don't know why the devil doing you like this, giving the devil too much credit. God is trying to shut you down for a reason. And you don't want to see it. God wouldn't do that. Yes, the hell he will. What the hell? You think you finna be skipping out on these lessons? I tell people all the time, oh, you sitting up here complaining about what? You ain't got this? Like, hold on, excuse me.
But she talking some straight facts though. Some straight facts.
Sorry about that. I didn't get the, but yeah, needless to say, go to God. Lean on God. When you come into contact with people and you see that they just ain't right and you know that, just put them on a prayer list. Just smile at them. And like you said, don't be quick to judgment. You can't judge nobody. You ain't got the power to do that. And when you pass that judgment stuff around, it don't do nothing but make you look bad and to hurt you too. Because that's negative energy. Negative energy causes cancer. It causes problems. It's not until we understand the problem and we release it that we overcome it. But you have to understand what's going on with you. And I know all three of us right here know that that's a damn everyday practice. We trying to figure out what the hell we got going on. You know, so in your service to God's people, do it from where you can, but do it authentically. Because I believe that that's what the world is missing. Authenticity. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. Everybody wants to just be seen as on top, fresh shoes, fresh this, fresh haircut. I always, no the fuck I don't. I don't always got it going on, excuse my language. I don't. Don't get me wrong. I look good from the outside because I don't play about my hair. But inside, sometimes I'm going to look crazy. I just ain't going to let you see it. Unless I love you. Then you stuck with me. So it's nice talking with you guys. And I love this space. And, just like Marie said, thank God for putting it on your heart for you to go and do his work by creating a space. It may not seem like much, but you give so many people the opportunity to just breathe.
Amen. Yeah.
You really give them the opportunity to just breathe, relax. Even if they join and they don't say anything, you just gave them somewhere to just listen, to know that they're not alone.
And it'd be
I
some
mean, we all have different
hours.
journeys.
It'd be some
Hmm?
hours. There's some hours that we be on there. I mean, like I said, we've been on there 9, 10, 11 hours before. And I'm getting text messages like no room, no Thanksgiving room. So that's why I said, I guess, yeah, I'll do
You know what
something
to do.
tonight. I'll do
You
something
know what
tonight.
to do.
Yeah,
And that's why I didn't have no issue when you told me what you needed. I supplied it. Because that wasn't me, that was God. And
yeah,
you never know where his answer is going to come from.
you're right.
But if you don't
Mhm.
ask, you won't have.
You're right. You're absolutely
You
right.
know? You never
Yeah.
know when God is coming through. You never know when oh, look at that baby.
There go
Say
my
hello, Queen.
boy.
Say hello, Miss Suelo.
Hello, Queen. Miss Hello.
Hello, Miss
Chance.
Queen.
Hello,
This is Miss
Miss
Queen.
Queen.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Chance.
Good.
Happy
You
Thanksgiving.
doing good?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, baby.
That's my boy right there. Look, I had to
God
take my
bless
glasses
him.
off. That's Chance right there. He
God
did
bless
look.
him.
He didn't. In the beginning, he wouldn't speak. He wouldn't say nothing. Now he hear my voice, Miss Suelo. Yeah,
That's what it is. It's
yeah,
the tone for him.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the
So,
tone.
Sorry,
like,
Miss.
But let me get
Sorry,
ready to
Miss
go eat
Queen. I
Thanksgiving
didn't mean to
dinner with
cut
my
you off.
family.
Miss
well,
Queen,
that's
give
why
me
I
Go
said
ahead.
1 second.
we're gonna
I
get
want to
ready
Yes,
to get
just
ma'am.
out of
touch.
here. Hmm?
I want to just touch
Go
on
ahead.
something Miss Queen said really, really quickly because those things, Swillow and I have been talking about that for maybe a month. We saw it before, but we've been talking about authenticity because you know how people show up. Everybody wants to be this, they want to do that, but a lot of people are not authentic. And of course, yes, in the clubhouse rooms, a lot of people are not who they say they are, or they show you the version they want you to see, you know. And then with us, when when you're sensitive and you're like, that's not all you, you know, you hiding something, and it makes some people leave, it makes some people uncomfortable, and it makes some people like really nasty because you see, we can see, we sense. And especially if we're not judging you, there's no reason for you to come in the circle and be fake, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
like I was saying to my mother today, and that's where the judging used to come from, Suelo. Not that I'm meant to be judgmental, but now that I'm aware that I was being
That's a
judgmental,
learned behavior.
what the
That's a
judgment,
learned behavior.
what it was coming from to me was from my set point, and now I notice it is when people come to you and they're pretending to be one person, but no, they're not. And it's like the different faces keep popping up. You're like, wait, what is this? You see this, you see that, you see this, and then they're like, no, this is not who I am. Yes, it is who you are. And then I used to judge, and I'm like, what the hell? Why? What? But now I'm like, you know what? I bring them to God. Or I'll have a conversation with that person. You know, what happened to you? Like, where is this coming from? And again, Suelo, because you share about your childhood, you share different things, so we see where people pick up different, and some people it's just completely split personalities. We know someone who used to come into the room, it's just completely split personalities, and you seeing every time you talk to that person, you're seeing something different. I'm like, oh damn, you know what I mean? And it's not just lying, they mean it because it's a different spirit popping up. You've noticed it. And so I think that's where the judgment was coming from because I didn't understand certain things and I had questions. I'm like, what the hell? And how do I deal with this? But now I take it to God. I take it back to God. And one, I try to meet that person where they are, ask questions to find out what is it you want from me now? What do you need? Why is this person popping up? You know what I mean? And then I pray and they'll come back and tell me, well, you know what? The other day when I talked to you, this is what I was feeling. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm glad that God showed it to you, you know. How do you feel about that? And we pray about it. And then, at least the Lord, once I notice it now, I pray that the Lord show it to them. so that they can deal with it, either pull it out or whatever it is that's going on. So the Lord can deliver them or help them with what it is. But and I don't judge anymore because it's not my business and it's not my problem. And I don't have a hell to put anybody in, and I meet people. And lastly, I think in the body of Christ, we I don't even say I'm a Christian anymore. I have a relationship with God. In the body, a lot of people, we miss a lot of people because we're judging, and the body's not teaching a lot of people or not dealing with people in love. And I choose love. Like when I came into your room, Swillo, and you were telling me, oh, you told us, remember that little thing we tried? Tell somebody, a stranger, you love them. I'm like, shit. How do you go to a stranger and tell them you love them? Not that I could not have love in my heart, but I think it was that feeling or that spirit of rejection. Because I don't know that person. They're gonna look at me like kind of cockeyed, and what about if they don't receive my love? Well, that's their business if they don't receive it. And I'm not saying I do it every day, but Holy Spirit will put in my heart and tell somebody, God love you. I love you. I see you. Or I try to say I love you in a different way. So I'll tell them, God love
You
you. I
know,
see you, and it works. So I thank you so much for that. And this is little things you do every time you open the room and the God drops something in your spirit. You share it. That's ministering. That's evangelizing, where those missionaries are not doing it. So I thank you for that. And Queen E, again, it's nice to meet you. You've probably been
Nice
in
to
the
meet you
room
as
and I never
well.
knew you. Has she been in Clubhouse?
yes.
See, you
She
in the
was
room.
she was
I
in
don't
the
even see
room
you.
before you came in
Wow.
there. Yep. So she's been in there longer than you. She's
No,
been
I
in
know, but
there.
I don't even recognize your voice.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
recognize my voice because I pop in and out.
Okay, well, it's nice
She
So
to
I
was
meet.
don't I don't do a lot of talking.
she
I hear
was coming in, and then she, you know how self-care awareness go. You come in, and then you stay in for so long, but then
you.
you can't be in there because then you got to go do your work. You got to go through the
Yeah,
process.
yeah. But it's
And then
nice to
she'll come
see
back in and she'll say, a couple of times, and then she'll pop back out.
you.
But
Wow.
we stay in touch outside of Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all
Yeah,
that
you
matters.
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
But happy
That's all that
holidays,
matters.
Queen.
Well, ladies, just remember that you are a vessel. That's it.
that's it.
A vessel for his word, a vessel for his work. That is all you are, nothing more.
That's
Once
it.
you start to understand that, and I think you understanding that now, Marie, life will start getting a lot easier for you. He is the one that's in charge. You are not. Don't speak when you don't have to. And the real people gonna feel you when you do speak. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Tell everyone happy Thanksgiving. Tell nephew happy
I
Thanksgiving.
will.
See, it's
They
like the
calling me
same
now,
thing.
child.
All right, it's the same thing like with Chance with her son. So, all right, love you out of life on purpose. And
Love
Love
you
you
guys.
too.
Happy
Have a good
Thanksgiving.
night, ladies.
all right,
Bye. Bye,
All
Sway.
right.
Bye,
all
Queen.
right, all right.
Bye,
And thank
baby.
you, Miss Marie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time. Saying happy Thanksgiving and what you are thankful for. So now we're gonna get ready to. I got to set the room up for Clubhouse and get ready to get that set up and start that. So
Wait, Clubhouse for next week?
no Clubhouse for tonight.
Oh, you coming tonight? Okay. I
Yes, for
don't know.
Thanksgiving because I didn't, like I said, I normally, do a room on Clubhouse and I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
it. So now I'm on,
Okay,
yeah,
tag
most
me.
likely.
Send it to me, please. I'll come on. I'll come in if you don't mind.
All right. I said,
All right.
give me a minute and I'll go ahead and set everything up and yeah. But like the tattoo says,
Let me
walk
see.
walk by faith, live by love.
Wait,
That's it.
you never
That's
showed
it.
your tattoo.
I have
Wait, let me
walk
take
by
a
faith.
screenshot.
This tattoo is on Generational Turnaround
Put
podcast.
it
It's
down a
on
little
my
bit so I
podcast.
could see your face. Put it down right here. Yeah, there you go. Cause I want to see your face. Swilly, you look so beautiful. You glowing. You got on a
Thank
little
you.
color, and I know you don't wear makeup. That's why I had
No,
to tell you. Yeah, you got on a little color. Praise God.
I'm coming back to life. I
Yeah,
told
you
you,
are.
man counted me out the same way my family did my whole life, but I have work to do. When people count you out, understand you have work to do. As long as you are on this earth, you cannot stop doing what you were called to do. When you have an idea, And when people don't understand what your idea is, it's not for them people. It's for you and it's for God, for you to go ahead and prosper in what he called you to do. So
Amen.
regardless of who it may be, he will give you the tribe, he will give you the people that you need in your life. And I'm thankful that I understand that. I'm thankful that I did not give up, because if I would have did everything that my family wanted me to do, I would have gave up a long time ago if I would have did what my family wanted me to do. Matter of fact, if I would have did the things that my family wanted me to do, I probably would have actually committed suicide, because those
Mm.
things were not they were not giving me the happiness and the peace that I have in my life right now.
Wow.
The happiness and the peace that I have right now, no one gave it to me. So therefore, no one can take it from me, because it came from God. And like I said, I cannot be mad. At first, I was very upset and pissed off at my family because they turned their back on me. But now I understand, and I'm grateful that they did not help me, because I wouldn't have been able to form my relationship with God the way that
Yeah.
I did. I
You would
wouldn't have
have
been able to
had to.
understand that religion causes division. And I
Yeah.
said it. Religion it causes division,
I
because
agree.
the Southern Baptists here in Texas, they cause you, like you're going to hell, and I hate this and I hate that. God doesn't hate. I mean, he has certain things, but you know what? That's not for me to worry
Mm-hmm.
about. I know he loves me unconditionally.
Amen. Yes.
He may hate some of the things that I do, but I have to change those ways.
Yeah.
But
God
he's
hates
he's he's
sin, but
working
not
on me.
yeah. God hates the sin, but not the sinner. God don't hate you,
Exactly.
and that's why I have
Exactly.
to say it, because people choose what they want to say and leave the rest.
Exactly. So, like I said, love your life on purpose, Miss Marie. Thank you for being part
Thank
of
you.
this
Happy
journey,
Thanksgiving.
and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And it was nice to see Chance, especially get a chance
Yes,
to, yeah, yeah.
he
Because
couldn't wait.
see,
He
I didn't get
couldn't
a
wait.
chance to, because see, he wasn't with you early because you were out. You
Hmm.
were out. Yeah. So,
Hmm. And I
all
would
right,
have
but
said, I would have let Grandma say hi, but Grandma's on the phone talking to her people. So you see Grandma next
okay.
time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So,
See you in
like I
Clubhouse.
said, take care. All right.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.